So, how do you take a country's most valuable natural resource, one that's been a source of wild economic swings, and turn it into a solid foundation for the future? Well, today we're diving into Zambia's ambitious plan to do just that with its copper industry, trying to move from a rocky past to a much more prosperous future. To really get this story, you gotta start with the metal itself, copper. And listen, it's not just for plumbing and wiring anymore. Copper is absolutely essential for the green energy revolution. We're talking electric vehicles, massive wind turbines, solar panels, you name it. That's why so many people are calling it the metal of the future. And all this surging global demand? Well, that presents a massive opportunity for Zambia. As Africa's second largest copper producer, the country is literally sitting on a gold mine, or, well, a copper mine, that the world desperately needs to hit its climate targets. You'd think this would be a simple story of success, right? But yeah, it's not that simple. For Zambia, this incredible resource has also been a huge headache. It's a classic case of what they call the resource curse. You have all this mineral wealth, but it doesn't actually make the country wealthy because the economy gets totally hooked on the boom and bust cycle of just one thing. Okay, so let's get right into it. Why has a country with so much copper had such a tough time? We're going to dig into the heart of this paradox and see why this resource has been both a blessing and a total curse. So the first piece of the puzzle is just how dependent Zambia is on copper. Look at this. In 2020, mining made up 70% of the country's foreign exchange earnings. Think about that. When your economy relies that heavily on one single commodity, you're not in the driver's seat. The volatile global market is. And what's so powerful about this slide is you can see exactly what that dependency looks like in the real world. The brown line is Zambia's GDP per person, and the green line is the price of copper. I mean, look how closely they track each other. The country's economic health has literally been tied to the wild, unpredictable swings of the copper market. But the biggest problem wasn't just the market, it was policy. Get this. In the last 16 years, Zambia's government changed the mining tax rules 10 times. 10. Now imagine you're a company trying to plan a billion-dollar investment that will take decades to pay off. How can you possibly plan for the long term with that kind of uncertainty? It just became impossible, and it completely destroyed trust and scared off investors. Okay, so that brings us to today. The new administration, under President Hakainde Hichilema, came in and said, this crazy cycle has to stop. They've rolled out a whole new strategy focused on one thing above all else: stability. And the heart of this new strategy is a much smarter tax system. Instead of just taxing the amount of copper you pull out of the ground, the new tax is based on profit. This is a total game changer. It means companies are incentivized to take on bigger, more expensive projects, like digging deeper or processing lower quality ore, because they know they won't get hit with a huge tax bill until they're actually making money. And look, this isn't just one random policy tweak. It's a really clear three-part plan. Step 1, create that stable, profit-based tax system. Step 2, make it crystal clear what the state-owned mining company's role is, so there's no confusion for private investors. And step 3, clean up the whole licensing process to make it transparent and fair for everyone. So, having a plan is great, but what really matters are results. And the early results from this new strategy, they're not just good, they're huge. $1.25 billion. That's the size of a new landmark investment from mining giant First Quantum Minerals. And that's not just a number, it's a massive vote of confidence that this new strategy is actually working. And this isn't just some number on a spreadsheet. This money is going to fund a huge expansion at the Kansanshi mine, keeping it running for another 20 years. And, get this, creating 800 new permanent jobs for Zambians. That's a real, tangible sign of a long-term commitment. President Hichilema himself said it perfectly. You just don't put $1.25 billion into a project in a country you don't have confidence in. It's that simple. This investment is a direct result of that restored trust in Zambia's economic management. This slide really puts it all into perspective. The past was defined by instability and mistrust. The present is being defined by a new spirit of collaboration and policy clarity. And that is what's finally unlocking the country's incredible potential. And it's not just one person saying this. Zambia's Minister of Mines said the exact same thing, that clear policies and a spirit of collaboration were the keys that unlocked this historic investment. The message from both the government and the private sector is perfectly in sync. And this confidence is spreading. It's not just coming from one company. It's now attracting global partners and bringing new technology to help shape the future of Zambia's mining industry. And this is where you see the shift on a global scale. In late 2023, Zambia and the European Union signed a major strategic partnership. The goal isn't just for the EU to buy Zambia's raw copper. It's to help develop the entire value chain, from finding the copper to refining it to even recycling it, all right there inside Zambia. See, this agreement is about so much more than just digging stuff out of the ground. It's about building a modern, sophisticated industry inside the country. We're talking about local processing, better infrastructure, innovation, and serious skills training for Zambian workers, all done with high environmental and social standards. Okay, so you've got policy stability, you got global partners. What's next? Well, now it's time to bring in the tech to secure the resource pipeline for decades to come. And that tech boost is coming from artificial intelligence. AI is already being used to sift through massive amounts of geological data to help find new mineral deposits that traditional methods might have missed. For a world that's starving for these critical minerals, this could be a huge deal. So this brings us all the way back to our big question. We've seen the problem, we've seen the new strategy, and we've seen the incredible early results. But can Zambia really, truly future-proof its economy and make this turnaround stick? So let's just recap this journey real quick. The challenge was policy chaos. The strategy? A stable, smart tax system. The result? Investors are back. The challenge was overdependency. The strategy? Build out the whole value chain with global partners. And the challenge of running out of resources? The strategy is to bring in new investment and AI to find more. The strategy is clear. The plan is in motion, and the momentum is undeniable. Zambia has laid a new foundation built on stability, partnership, and technology. The billion-dollar question that remains is whether this new dawn can hold strong against global market pressures and local politics to build a truly strong, diversified economy for generations to come.